welcome to my channel. My name is Sam and I do a lot of DIY, home decor, thrift flipping type content on this channel. So if you're into that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more content coming up. For today's video, we are going to be making a fall wreath. I am so incredibly excited because I've never done this before, especially with fresh flowers. So I'm not nervous. No, I'm not nervous. We've got this. I'm really excited. I really hope you guys enjoy the video and I hope you try making your own fall wreath this season as well. And let's just get straight into the video. So I'm super excited to get started. I've got Finn here beside me helping me make this wreath. So let's just go over what we're gonna need to get started. Obviously, you're gonna need some kind of florals or greenery to put on your wreath, preferably both. I think a little bit of a mix looks better. I opted to use real flowers, and before we get started, I just want to say I'm no professional. Like I said in the intro, I've never done this before. I just looked at a lot of Pinterest photos and I've watched a couple videos of people making them. So I think this is gonna go okay. Anyway, I went to the florist this morning to pick up some fresh flowers because I thought it would be nice to use fresh flowers and let them dry out, hopefully. So this is the bouquet I ended up getting. I think it's really beautiful and I'll show you obviously more in detail in a second. But I had the lady help me pick out some flowers that would dry nicely. If you're gonna use real flowers, that's one thing to obviously be mindful of, is how they're gonna dry on the wreath. You're gonna need flowers and greenery. The second thing you're gonna need is something to put your wreath on, obviously. I opted for an embroidery hoop. I wanted to use like a brass floral hoop, but I literally called 4 Michaels stores this morning. All of the gold floral hoops were sold out, so I guess everybody's making wreaths right now. But I think that this is gonna look really nice. I'm kind of happy that I'm going with this one instead because I think the light wood's gonna look really beautiful with the flowers that I picked. And then you're gonna need any accessories that you wanna add to your wreath. So I am going for pine cones, literally just from outside. They're free. They're dirty still, but that's fine. We're going with real fresh flowers, so why not real pine cones? I think it's just gonna add a little bit of warmth because the flowers that I picked aren't traditional fall colors, so I think this is gonna add a little bit of warmth and a little bit more of that fall vibe that we're going for. I also picked up this little guy at Michael's this morning. Ooh. It's just like a little birdie and he's sitting on a branch. I thought it was really cute and it would look really nice in the middle of my flowers. And then we're gonna need some wire. I'm using gold wire because I prefer gold to silver, but you can use whatever you want. You could even use green wire to have it kind of blend in with your flowers, which now I'm thinking about it, green wire probably would have been better, but it's okay. This is what we have and this is what we're gonna use. Yeah, I'm super excited, so let's get started. I know you wanna eat the birdie, but it's not for you. It's not for you. The birdie's not for you. You can't eat him. He's going on my wreath. Okay, so jumping straight into the project, I'm going to take 1/2 of my embroidery hoop and I'm going to start by making my base with my greenery. So I'm taking these green leaves and I'm going to start placing them kind of how I think I'm going to want them. And once I have them and I'm pretty happy with them, I'm just taking some wire and securing them to the wreath. And definitely don't be afraid to take things on and off to try different placements. I took things on and off multiple times. I just cut a lot of it out so you guys don't have to watch me struggle for 45 minutes, but it definitely made a difference taking my time and taking things off until I was completely happy with it. Once those are secure, I just went ahead and I cut off the excess so that we don't have little pieces hanging off. So next I'm taking this beautiful flower that is apparently called lemon eucalyptus. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what the internet said. It's so beautiful and it really helped to fill out the wreath. It was a little bit heavy, so I just cut off little sprigs and then attached them to the wreath and kept placing them till I was happy. But I really love the way they look on this wreath. It really helps to fill it out and give it some more texture and dimension. Once I was done placing all that eucalyptus, I grabbed these orange berries. I absolutely love the color of these. I feel like they're so autumnal and they add a really nice touch of fall to this wreath. So I went ahead and I placed them underneath the eucalyptus so that we can keep building our layers. And I just attached them with the wire and then I did the exact same thing to the other side. And yeah, that's it. Just keep on placing your pieces until you're happy with them. So my next step is going to be attaching these pine cones, so I'm just taking my wire and kind of shimmying it through the middle of the pine cone, if that makes sense, so that we can kind of create a knot at the back and then have a little bit of wire sticking out that we can use to attach the pine cone. I hope that made sense. And then I'm just going ahead and attaching it the same way we've been attaching everything else until it was secure. And then for that second pine cone, I ended up actually just twisting the back and that was a lot easier.
Once the pine cones were secure, I grabbed the little birdie and tried to figure out the placement of it so that I could go ahead and attach it. I first tried to attach it with wire and that did not work at all. So I just grabbed my hot glue gun and piped a bunch of hot glue behind him so that I could just press it down and it would be nice and secure. So my next step is going to be placing these flowers. I originally was going to put them kind of beside the pine cones, that's why I'm doing this step after, but then I realized that I think it might look a little bit better nestled in between like all of the greenery. So I just grabbed flowers, I cut the stem down so that I could wrap some wire around it, and then I just secured it to the wreath. It was a little bit tedious at this point because everything else was placed, so I had to kind of like really work the flower in there and move things out of the way to make sure that it would sit nicely. So added 2 flowers to one side and 1 to the other because the whole wreath was looking a little bit too balanced for me, and I wanted to kind of make it look a little bit more organic and a little bit more not thrown together, but a little less perfect. Not saying this is perfect, but it was just looking a little too balanced. So I did 2 flowers on one side and 1 flower on the other. Once my flowers were secure, I just went ahead and flipped it over and cut off the excess stems, and that's pretty much it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspires you to maybe make a wreath of your own. It was a little bit tedious and a little bit harder than I thought, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and I really loved the outcome. And I would love to see what you guys think down below.
That's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, consider hitting that subscribe button because it would mean so much to me and I would love to see you in the next video. But that's it for today and I will see you guys next time. Bye!